Alright, now that we've seen that there's a chance that Sting could appear at the Royal Rumble, making sure that the Authority doesn't cheat to make sure that Seth Rollins wins the triple threat match at the Royal Rumble here with Brock Lesnar and John Cena. There's always that chance. It's like Seth Rollins has that Money in the Bank briefcase. He always could use that backup plan to just say, just because I lost one match doesn't mean I'm going to lose two. There's definitely going to be carnage inside of this ring. Every time that Brock and Cena have gotten into the ring, these guys have destroyed each other. Whether if you go back to the SummerSlam match with the 16 German suplexes, or you go to the Night of Champions match with the matching F5s for FUs, going back and forth and back and forth. Just as long as Seth Rollins can stay out of the way, you know that these two guys are going to be going at it, head to head to see who the top dog is of the WWE. Brock Lesnar is the champion right now. He did beat Undertaker to stop the streak at WrestleMania, but John Cena has been, doing this. He's been on top since about 2005, so we're going on almost 10 years strong of C-Nation time. He's going to make sure that he's the guy who sends Brock Lesnar packing back to UFC. He came for this 3-year deal, and that's it. I think that more than likely, just because this match ends at the Royal Rumble, we're going to be seeing another one. Seth Rollins cashing in that Money in the Bank briefcase. Win, lose, or draw, I think Seth Rollins will be getting a second match, whether if it's against John Cena, who just became the victor by pinning him. I mean, he could pin Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins grab the briefcase and knock him out, or either by pinning Brock Lesnar. We've seen Seth Rollins in Monday Night Raw with a huge curb stomp to Brock Lesnar. Hell, we saw him curb Brock Lesnar at the Night of Champions pay-per-view back in September. And almost come close to cashing in then. I was on the edge of my seat watching that, not being able to know what was going to happen. Seth could have been the champion that night if it wasn't for Cena, flipping his lid. Cena had made it, that month. The whole storyline was that Cena had to find that dark place to crawl out of to make sure that he could be able to be the guy to beat Brock Lesnar. And, he came damn well close. He probably would have got it. I think he had hit Brock with his fourth F5 of the night. And that was going to be the 1, 2, 3 before Seth came running down and clobbered him with the briefcase. I thought that was the reason why they were going to be setting up the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, which would have been next. Instead, it was Dean Ambrose getting the shot. We've seen Cena and Rollins go one-on-one a few times, but Cena's never really been able to get the revenge for that. And it's almost like they've left that whole storyline in the past. Now you see these three guys finally in the ring together at the Royal Rumble. Who knows? It could have been planned that long. But, the Authority always has a plan B, as Triple H says, and that Money in the Bank briefcase could be plan B used at the Royal Rumble this year with Seth Rollins cashing in to make sure that he shows up to WrestleMania 31 as the champion, which is my prediction. Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan would be a damn good match. I know that Daniel Bryan, won the championship. He's been in the WWE since about 2010 when he came up through NXT. Before that, he was in developmental. He had a real long sort of indie career before that. He's not really the future, but at least it would show the WWE that they're moving out of, John Cena. They're moving away from The Undertaker. They're moving away from Triple H, and this is, a new sort of youth movement for the WWE with all of these guys, stepping up to the plate. Of course, everybody's talking about the guys that are there now. You have the NXT 6 that'll be coming up from developmental sooner than later. It's almost like we're in that youth movement that the Shawn and Brett were a part of back in the day, leading them to the Attitude Era and pushing through and creating big new stars for WWE.